Welcome back. Chief Orji, Kalu, you were described as the political mentor of Governor Theodore Orji. Many would remember that very public falling out that the two of you had, but he has since served out his 2 terms. Do you still regret endorsing him for governor, or he eventually acquitted himself?
No, I don't regret. It's God that put him there, not me. I'm just an instrument of putting him there. So I don't regret that God used me as an instrument for him to be there. But Abia people are very bitter with him. I don't know in which land he's going to live after being governor.
He's a senator now. He's a senator-elect.
I wish him well.
You were recently listed by Forbes as Nigeria's 6th richest man. And I remember you complained after leaving office in 2007 that your businesses suffered while you were governor. Why do you still participate in party politics? Aren't there other ways you can be of service to the people?
Every living Nigeria should participate in politics because it's our duty. If we are not in politics, for example, during the 3rd term, it could have gone through. Because we have strong character that said, no, this cannot happen. If we are not in politics, what is happening today will not happen. It's not every time we win. It's not every time we are in the comfort zone. Sometimes we have to also be in this comfort zone to be able to move forward. So when I see people asking me, yes, maybe I'm not interested in doing party politics, possibly now in future, but I cannot stop doing politics. Every human being is a political animal. I can never. And moreover, when my tribe and when Nigerian people in general need people to be vocal, you know, people are economical with the truth. Nigerian people are very economical with the truth. So how can I leave the terrain on where truth should be said? I can go back to corporate life tomorrow, which is what I have fully gone back. I'm not possibly talking about politics. I'm retiring to be doing farming in my village area. So you find out that these things are like that, but you cannot totally leave politics. I must have a stake and interest in politics in Nigeria. Even when I'm not running for office, I must have a stake and say. I don't pretend about it, and I don't want to make you feel good. I must be in business politics. I must play politics. I must know now APC have won. I must know all the promises they made, whether I'm going to...
And hold them to it.
And
hold them
and
to
continue asking them questions. Have you done this? Have you done that? That's being in politics. Am I not going to be running president against Buhari? Am I not going to be doing a bit? Let me tell you, in the next 4 years to 8 years, I will be working on a project. That project will be, we might start with Buhari. That project will be to do 6 years, 1 term. I've been saying this. Look at the amount of money spent in politics in the name of running for president. Re-election. Look at the amount of time. But this economy nearly collapsed because people were running for the election. So my immediate point is to talk about 6 year, 1 term, and then I start with Buhari. My NGO, Orji Kalu Foundation, and step out. I'm going to combine with some people from the north who is going to be the CEO of what I'm going to be doing to fight. We're going to fight personal bills to make sure that we extend tenure of a president and governor to 6 year, 1 term. The country cannot afford, we're a developing country. Country cannot afford pouring in billions of dollars every time in election that means nothing to us. Food is more important than what we have done. I'm going to be playing a big role for advocacy for sustainable democracy. The democracy is still fragile. We need to do everything. I'm going to be putting time in the foundation to help and enlist out corrupt officers. We need to fight corruption. And it's not by mouth, it's by attitude of our people. I will tell you, you are a journalist, you can go back to Abia, sit with the civil servants. We almost eradicated corruption from 1999 to 2007. Go and ask the civil servants. I'm not saying politicians. Because I live by example. I told them the money is for you and we must use it. This is why we never owe salary. Throughout I was governor, I paid 23rd, 25th of every month. Throughout I was governor, we make sure that our obligation to contractors were paid. We don't spend what we don't have. And we never had 1 billion naira except from 2004, November. It's a public record. My entire budget was 12 billion, 17 billion a year until I left. The biggest budget I did was 31 billion as a state. And we had free education. We had free medical services to all pregnant women and children. So people don't talk about this. You know, the wage between me and Obasanjo gave me a lot of challenge. It was Orji Kalu versus 35 states. So you see it. And you see what we did on developing the law in Nigeria. We went to Supreme Court more than 50 times for interpretation, and Lagos State will join us. I want to thank my brother, Bola Tinubu, because at all times, he asked the Attorney General to join me, that what we are fighting was a good cause. You see, I wasn't afraid. But you can see what you have seen in the last 8 years. No governor wants to ask questions on how the federation is being run. Obasanjo was a very strong president, very strong character, but he also had strong governors. And that is what democracy should be like. It's a test of opinion against my own. It's not everything you say, I said yes. You say, well, is this man qualified to be this? Let's go to Supreme Court and have the interpretation. Is this local government form belong to this one? No, let's go to Supreme Court and have the interpretation. This is how a federation works. And this is how our laws can be developed. People think the judiciary are not doing enough. Let me tell you, the judiciary have showed that a lot of things, have solved a lot of problems in our polity. People should not be insulting the judiciary. They have done a lot. I was governor for 8 years. I knew the kind of humiliation they wanted to give. But the judiciary said, no, this is what the law says. And we stick to the laws.
You must have had 8 years to think about it. What would you do differently if you were given another opportunity to be governor of Abia State?
What would I do differently? Maybe I was very young when I became governor. I was governor at 38, you know. So maybe where I went very bad was I was only thinking about the masses on the street. I wasn't thinking about the comfort zone of the rich people. I was all out for the poor people on the street. If I'm given another opportunity, I will combine my politics between the poor and the rich. So I would like to also have the rich, consult them and
get them on your
side. Get them on table. So we can discuss like I was discussing with the poor. The greatest mistake I made was alienating the elite totally. And I confess this anytime I speak to anybody. It couldn't have cost me anything to call them. Like I was calling the Labour Congress, I said, this is the amount of money we have. Tell us how we are going to do it. I would like to see my education, free education to be there. I would like to see my free healthcare to be there. I would like to see the salary of teachers, workers, first charge. So I could have just formed a committee of the elites and bring them also and explain the same policy to them.
You have been a businessman since you were 19. What skills do you need to make it big in business?
You must be honest. Anybody you are dealing with, you must, because once you lie to people, you will not have second opportunity of lying again. This is what Nigerians don't know. Like, you are struggling with bankers, you are struggling with insurance companies, you continue restructuring. You call them and say, oh, listen, we have a problem. We must get back to the drawing board. You continue discussing with them, be open. And once you are open, you will continue to be moving.
You went back to school to earn your BSc while you were governor of Abia State. Apart from the fact that your political opponents made that a campaign issue against you, Before that, were there times when you felt that something was missing because you had dropped out of school, not through any, not
No. You didn't
despite
even,
your
you
wealth?
didn't even understand. I didn't drop out.
No, that you had to leave
No,
school. That's what I'm saying. Not through any doing
I'm
or
coming.
your
Yes,
own
yes.
doing.
I was a student union leader. I was the president. So when that problem came, I was called back by the committee to come back to the school. It was out of my evolution. I said, no. It was at 400 level. Mind you, I had only 2 papers to take and get away from the university. It was 3 weeks before I left that thing happened. Because I was just a caretaker committee. I wasn't a proper president at that time. My time had elapsed. I was just doing the job of caretaker. So tell me, I had only PLS 461 and 460 to take and go. That thing happened.
So why did you go back when you were called back to come around?
No, because I felt the other leaders that were expelled are not coming back. And it's a sacrifice the leader must pay at all times. If we are together and few people are called back and the other people are saying go, why must I go back? It sounds foolish. And that is the love you see Jubril Lamino.
Youthful exuberance.
No, it wasn't useful exuberance. I knew what I was doing. This is why you see the same elderly people respect me more than my age mates. They knew I'm very steadfast in what I believe in. So it wasn't useful exuberance. I just believe I cannot betray anybody in my life. If I stand with you, I'm with you. And that is how it sounds.
Governor Orji Kalu, we thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
And we thank you for watching. Please join us next time when View from the Top returns. But between now and then, let's continue our conversation online at channelstv.com. And do follow me on Twitter at MoreDailySY. Let me know what you think of my conversation with Governor Orji Kalu. Thank you again and have a good day.